If you need inspiration when it comes to revenge, don't go anywhere because the Bert Show and the Bert Show fam have got you covered. All right, so we got an email about some revenge, and she actually is just bragging. She has no questions, nothing. She's like, I just want to share what I did because I think you guys will be proud of me. And in case anybody else needs inspiration, they can get it from here. And then I have some other stories of revenge we're going to share as well. So, if you're in the market for revenge and you have somebody that wronged you and you need to get them back, well, we have you covered. Hey, Bert Show. I just had to share this with you and the Bert Show fam since I know there's at least one person out there who would not only get a kick out of it, but also take inspiration. Oh, and by the way, if you do have any fun revenge stories that you'd like to share, 1-855-BERT-SHOW, 855-237-8746. Started dating this guy back in January, and we were going strong at 6 months when he said he loved me. I wasn't quite ready to say it back, so I was honest with him. I told him I cared about him and that I just wasn't ready. To which he said he understood and appreciated my honesty. Well, fast forward 3 weeks later, and he, out of the blue, tells me he's out of state for a job interview that would have him working overseas for the majority of the year. As you can imagine, I was taken aback and caught completely off guard. He'd never once mentioned looking at jobs that would take him out of the state, let alone the country, and to not even communicate it to me just left me in shock. I asked him what that would mean for us. He replied that we weren't that serious and that we were just casual and that he had to do what was right for him at the end of the day. When I refreshed his memory that he was the one who told me without prompt that he loved me, he said that he was only trying to find out where I was in the relationship.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, as you can guess, I was pissed. I wasn't sad. Oh, no. I was infuriated. It's not that I was mad he didn't love me. It was that he lied. I told him when we first started seeing one another that the only thing I needed from him was honesty. That's it. And even though he said he understood, I guess something was lost in translation. So now I'm single again, which is fine, but I'm still irritated with the whole thing. This week at work, one of my coworkers was unexpectedly glitter bombed by some unknown person, which got me thinking. So I purchased and sent out my own glitter bomb to my ex. No name, no note, no explanation. My only hope is that when he opens it, he does so in his precious car. He'll be cleaning glitter out for weeks.
Oh, and you can't get glitter out of. Oh my gosh.
Insert maniacal laugh here. She says, moral of the story, hell hath no fury like a woman lied to.
That is a fact.
Maybe this will teach him a lesson, but even if it doesn't, I feel like he got his comeuppance, and that gives me a little peace of mind. Sincerely yours, Glitter Girl.
Good for her.
That's good.
I love it.
All right, Mo, you found one that involved a billboard?
Yes, I did. And I chose this one not because it was like so crazy, but I'm just curious as if you've ever heard of a revenge story where someone spent so much money. Like I was really taken aback by how much money she spent.
Is that really spending revenge when you have to come out of pocket like big bucks? I feel like you're ending up doing yourself a disservice.
Right.
Oh, but
I guess it depends on how much money you have.
yeah. For spite and vengeance, that's priceless.
It's okay, MasterCard.
So there was a woman, her name was Yvonne Wilkins, and she was having an affair with a guy named Charles Phillips. And I guess he was a part of the Obama administration at the time. He was like an advisor. And she was with him for 8 years.
Oh,
and
wow,
then
that's a long-ass affair.
It is, right? And so I guess after the 8 years, he was done and he wanted to reconcile with his wife. And so what she did, she paid, allegedly, $250,000 to put a billboard up in Times Square.
What?
Yes.
$250,000.
$250,000, because those billboards in Times Square are a really big deal, and you know everybody is going to see them. And it featured a photo of her and Charles Phillips together, like one of the photos that they took together, like kissing each other. And it was a quote that he gave her once that said, "You are my soulmate forever."
Whoa.
And that was how his wife found out that he was having an 8-year affair with this woman.
Whoa.
Oh, that might be worth it.
Yeah, $250,000.
$250,000.
That's a lot of money, man.
I would have just sent a DM to the wife. Like, sorry,
That's
I
free.
am frugal. Like, my bad.
Dobby, you have okay, maybe that might not be feasible for some Bert Show fam.
Yeah, that's true.
Dobby?
I brought my own. I didn't know I was supposed to find them on the internet. I was just inspired by my own personal
That
life.
is perfectly okay.
I told you guys about that time at the music festival when that girl stole my hat off my head and then tried to do the hello, my baby, like stupid thing. And she crunched my hat. And hats are really important to me. Like I buy nice hats and they're important to me. So don't crunch my flippin' straw hat. So I clotheslined her.
Yes. Is that revenge or
Is that revenge or just
That's just
aggression? It's just violence. Okay. All right. I got another one. Okay. All right. So I was at the club with all of my friends, and they're all like 6 foot blondes and gorgeous, and I'm me. And they were like burlesque dancers, and I was the curtain girl, me. So like everybody's dancing, and this guy walks up to me, and he's like handing me his jacket, and I'm like, what? And I can't hear him over the music, and he's like, you're ugly. You're ruining the view. Go sit down and take my jacket, because he wanted to dance with my friends. And I was like, did he really just say that to me and put his jacket in my hands? Like, hold this, you troll, and get out of the way of all the blondes that are dancing. And he and his friend had set beers on the bar. So I had his jacket and he had his 2 beers. So I took both beers and I turned them upside down in his blazer pockets. And it just seeped out through the pockets, but his cell phone and all of his stuff was in there. Ooh. And I set it on the bar. So like his jacket's leaking, and then I just went far away in the shadows like the troll that I am, and I watched, and he picked up his jacket, and there was stuff everywhere, and their beers were in the pockets, and they're like, what the heck? And they knew I did it. They knew. And I got to see the revenge across the room. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah. And then one time my ex-boyfriend was a little.
How many of these do you
This
have?
is the last one.
A lot of revenge.
This is the last one. I was really mad at my ex. I wanted to break up with him. I don't know why I was doing his laundry, but he had a bunch of white shirts that he had to wear to work, and he was also like a little bit colorblind, so maybe this is a little mean, but I washed all of his white stuff with a red like shirt, and I dyed it all pink, and then he didn't know, so he just kept going to work, and he's like, my manager sent me home because I'm wearing a pink shirt. I'm like, you're not. I don't know what he's talking about. And every day he would go to work with another pink shirt, and they'd be like, you have to go home. And it was my revenge. Just slowly I got to him for like a week.
That one might be my favorite.
Yeah, that's the best one by far.
The Bert Show.